Yo, what's good? Hit that thumbs up button, man. So Lakeith Stanfield and Charlamagne the God have they're still going at it after a couple of years. Now, a couple of years ago, Lakeith Stanfield, the actor who played William O'Neill in Judas and the Black Messiah, a couple of years ago, this really started when he called out black media and he called out a certain group of platforms. I think it was Complex, Shade Room, of course, Breakfast Club, World Star. Nobody responded but Charlamagne. So I don't know if that was Charlamagne's guilt complex or what, but Lakeith was basically like, black media sheds the light on too much negativity. And they build you up, everything is all good. Then once you become a star, they take you down. You know what I mean? We expect that from white media, but when we get it from our own, it's coming at us from all angles. It's tough out here. And Charlamagne felt like he had to, as if he's the face of modern black media. He took it personal, and him and Lakeith have been going back and forth, basically since then. So when they had Daniel on Breakfast Club last week, who played Fred Hampton in the movie, and he brought up Lakeith, and he was like, "Oh, I think he played a snitch very well, almost too well." And tried to take a cheap shot. Daniel put him in his place and was like, "Hold up, bro. Nah, we ain't having that. That's not that. He already know what it is. We're not having that. That ain't gonna happen today." He stood up for his boy, and then Lakeith, of course, he's like the king of post and delete. Lakeith will post anything, say anything. He posted a video on TikTok yesterday with some weird video where he had a gun pointed at Charlamagne's head or whatever, and it got deleted. But Charlamagne is basically today. It was like, oh, Lakeith Stanfield is playing victim. Uh, he does stuff like this too, and he says, and I quote, "What Lakeith does is he gets online and he plays the victim. Then he makes it seem like I'm always coming at him." And he says he owed him after what he said last time. But then he says he does this all the time. But when he made comments about Kamala's hair last year and got backlash, he got online and said he could do what he wants and no one can fault. What backlash did he get? I mean, first of all, this is the compromise. This is what I'm talking about when I say these pats are compromised. You sitting here talking about Kamala. Stop trying to force Kamala Harris on black people. Stop it. She's already in office. We get it. Charlamagne worked for the DNC. He was a part of her team, and we don't look at her. Most of us real black folks don't identify with Kamala Harris. So don't put her up there. Like the way he talked to Monique was way more out of pocket than anything Lakeith said about Kamala's hair. You know what I mean? Look at how all of the disrespect Charlamagne is given to thorough black women that remind you of your mom, your auntie, your sister, and them. And he's disrespected plenty of black women on his channel, on his platform. But you want to call out, this is the one thing you can say that Lakeith did? He joked about Kamala's hair? Stop it, man. You know what I mean? Like Charlamagne once upon a time was a thorough 100% journalist and kept it real before he had these relationships with certain elite people, but he's compromised. You're never going to get 100% real thorough analyzation of anything if it comes from someone he's dealing with. He's talking about Lakeith playing a snitch. That's a movie. He got paid millions to do that. How much did you get paid when you was walking the streets of New York City a couple of years ago with Tommy Loren? See, I didn't forget about that. You know what I mean? He's pushed the envelope and done a lot of fuck shit and got away with it that people just be like, oh, that's just Charlamagne. When he brought up the fake plastic butt for DJ Envy on Breakfast Club, or his any kind of banter he's had, the disrespect. He's disrespected so many black legends, Beanie Siegel, all these people. But when Leo Cohen came up there, he was shaking in his boots. He didn't have that same energy for Leo Cohen that he had for Dame Dash, Now I tell people go up there, and a lot of people feel the way Lakeith feels, but they don't like Charlamagne either, but they tolerate him. Because the Breakfast Club is such a huge platform for black people, whether you're an actor, you're trying to promote a movie, some music, a film, whatever. They got a huge platform. So people go up there and they tolerate him. I can tell you for a fact, Siegel tolerated him. Only thing kept Siegel from not getting out of that room was probably because of he's close to Envy, But they tolerate Charlamagne. That's why when he does stuff on his own, he can't get half of those people that show up to that show to come to his podcast. He had that show, Charlamagne and Friends, with all them B-list, C-list celebrities. He couldn't get the A-list stars to come out there because they don't rock with him like that. The only way you're going to get those type of cats is if either one, A, they rock with you tough, or B, your platform is popping and they know the numbers is there. Like Nori Say what you want. Nori got a lot. It really is really he really got those connections, and he really rock. A lot of big time rappers rock with Nori. That's why Nori has had so many A-list stars on his show. Charlamagne a lot of these cats ain't messing with him. You know what I mean? That's why the shows he be doing, they come off really inferior compared to what you see on Breakfast Club, and it doesn't take off. And he's had like 3 shows get canceled. You know what I mean? He's not that likable. People come up there to handle business, and he takes him. He has the leverage of that. You know what I mean? People are not coming up there to deal with him. They're coming up there to promote their shit. And Lakeith was like, nah, I'm not coming up there. So like I say, Daniel came up there and promoted Judas and the Black Messiah. Lakeith was not dealing with that. I would love to see Lakeith and Charlamagne hash it out and talk and break it down. But you know what I mean? Charlamagne does a lot of sucker shit in black media that gets overlooked. And it's like, okay, this just shows you in today's society, you could get away with damn near anything. You know what I mean? He has done a lot of sucker shit over the years. And like I said, maybe it's his guilt complex because Lakeith didn't necessarily call him out individually in the beginning. He just called out the Breakfast Club. Just like he called out Shade Room, who's owned by a white man. You know, shout out to Tory Lanez for putting that out there. A lot of these black platforms are jokes, bro. It's a lot of real stuff that go on that don't get. J.J. Watt was talking, Bun B was talking about, you know, how bad Houston was. I didn't see that video going viral on black Twitter or black media, any of that. When J.J. Watt tried to raise, what he raised, $100 million for Houston when they had that hurricane, white media put that everywhere. Bun B trying to get help, trying to seek spotlight on this issue. This is the 4th biggest city in the country. They produced a lot of, stuff for the culture, and y'all are overlooking what's going on down there because y'all worried about who's sleeping with who chasing around 6ix9ine, all this silly, dumb, negative shit that don't mean nothing that we ain't even gonna be thinking about 6 months from now. You know what I mean? So it's like black media is a joke for the most part. A lot of it is celebrity driven and all entertainment driven. And I get it. Most people who look like us that are successful are somewhat, most of them are in the entertainment business. But damn, 85% of black media is generated towards just entertainment. Every now and then they throw in some serious shit in there. It's just a joke. And Lakeith, what he said was true. And Charlamagne, I think his guilt complex, his conscience is what got to him. That's why he felt he had to respond and go back and forth with his brother. Because he wasn't lying. You know what I mean? Y'all go up there and y'all just drag black people all day, every day. And you see the difference in how Charlamagne, carries himself when they have other people up there and who aren't necessarily a part of the culture. He's well-mannered. He has his posture is on point. He's very respectful. He's completely different, but it is what it is. Somebody said that Charlamagne is so loud and ignorant at times when there's someone on that show with prestige that's articulate, that's smarter than him, his ignorance shines the most. Instead of say some stupid shit. It's like, bro, do you even think before you speak? He likes to talk down on a lot of people like he's better than them, or he's smarter than them. You want to promote mental illness, but yet you making fun of people who got herpes on the radio. You know what I mean? Like, I just can't take you serious, bro. You know what I mean? He's trying to be the next Wendy Williams or the next Howard Stern or whatever. I see where he's trying to go, but he felt the need to go back and forth with an actor who basically stands his ground. And like I said, Charlamagne just makes himself look worse every time he continues to go back and forth. I don't think Lakeith is playing victim. He's just defending himself. It's like, bro, he said what he said. You took offense to it, obviously. And now, you went a little back and forth. And he's a little younger than Charlamagne also. So, he got the time. So let me know what y'all think about Lakeith Stanfield versus Charlamagne the God in the comment section.